It is 3 o'clock on the dot, so welcome to you all to this webinar, part of the online learning series that the 2018 that is brought to you by the UNV Capacity Development team. I'm very pleased to be here with my colleagues in the Capacity Development team at UNV, Elena and Laysan. If you want to say hello, colleagues.
Hello, I'm Elena. I'm a capacity associate, and I'm very glad to be with you today.
Hello, my name is Laysan. I'm intern in Capacity Development team, and I'm also very glad to be here today with you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, colleagues. So the way that we're going to run today's session, we're going to look at the different opportunities on offer for all UN volunteers to further develop your capacity, to build your skills, and develop competencies throughout your assignments. We're also going to see a little bit of snapshot of what has been the development of the learning function in UNV. And we're going to go into much detail of how you can apply for the various offers that we have available and answer any of the queries that you may have about how to access some of these learning opportunities that are available to you all. So without further ado, I will start. So looking at the volunteer experience, we're looking at the volunteer assignment as a learning journey. We look at the experience of being a volunteer for however period of time as an experience where you can learn a lot, gain new skills, make changes for the society, but also for your personal and professional growth. So we really believe that the UN volunteer experience is an experience that will help you gain competencies and skills, as well as applying the competencies and skills that you already have. And we want to help you, the UNV Capacity Development team is there to help you in complementing this capacity, complementing these skills so that you can improve and grow professionally as well as personally. Why do we do all of this? It's because we do realize that when people are volunteering their time and skills for the benefit of the wider society and peace and development efforts within the UN system, there are some incentives. And some of the incentives that have been identified as key incentives for a UN volunteer experience are capacity building and training. And this is something that comes directly from you, from the volunteer survey that we run every year to look at how your volunteer experience went, what worked well, what would you have liked to see more. And when looking at satisfaction, capacity development and learning come up in the top 10 several times under different names. So as networking and learning among peers, as career development elements, onboarding and induction, and of course, capacity building in general. So we are working towards making this a more and more comprehensive offer for you to really take the most advantage of your volunteering experience, but also to come out of this volunteering experience with strong skills that can be easily transferred to wherever else you want to move on. This is because also, as probably you heard me repeat this several times now, but you can be a professional volunteer, but you cannot be a volunteer by profession, which means that when the UNV assignment comes to an end, we need to be able to capitalize and leverage those skills and competencies that we acquired during the assignment to then be used in a different work environment to further your career. In terms of the time frame of what happened to the learning capacity development function within UNV, some of you may know that in 2013 to 2015, we ran a series of surveys to develop a volunteer learning strategy. In this strategy, we really identify some of the key elements for which we want to invest more in learning and capacity development of volunteers. And the benefits are really threefold. There is the benefit for the UNV program in terms of deploying more qualified, technically prepared, committed, well-equipped volunteers. There is an element in which the host agency benefits from receiving motivated, well-committed, well-equipped, committed volunteers. And of course, there is the benefit of the volunteers themselves in further developing both at the personal and professional level. In September 2016, we created the capacity development team as it stands at the moment, which is integrated in the human resources section and really works closely on capacity development as well as training. In 2017 and 2018, we have focused. Last year we started, but this year we are increasing as well. We are focusing on the offer, on the learning offer for all volunteers, on providing you access with a variety of different initiatives, both online and face-to-face, to continuously learn, to continuously improve, to continuously develop your capacity. And we do this because UNV, as an organization, works with volunteers and for volunteers to really bring about change. This in the peace and development effort of the UN system, and we do this through volunteerism, through the engagement of people, through their capacity, through their effort, to their time, to their skills. And this is also embedded into our strategic framework, for which we want to contribute to the UN system on delivering the Agenda 2030. And we do this through motivated, well-equipped volunteers. And as you can see, one of our aim is to also making sure that you have a positive experience, that you're satisfied with the experience, and you're satisfied also with the learning that has happened through this experience. Remember the element of a volunteer assignment as a learning journey that I was talking about at the very beginning. So what have we put in place? We put in place a series of offer and opportunities, and I'm going to ask my colleague Elena to go through all the offer that we have available to all volunteers.
Hello everybody. I would like to share my screen now, and please let me know through chat line whether you can see my screen now. Okay. So it was sent to you? Maybe I have to ask you. Just a second, dear colleagues. We are trying to share the screen with you. Okay, screen. Okay, great. Should be coming now. Do you see my screen now? You should see UNV Volunteers ECampus. Okay, so I can see that some of you said yes, so which is great. Well, first of all, I'm gonna send you the link through chat, so you can browse through our ECampus learning platform together with me. First of all, I would like to share with you very proudly that since yesterday, April 23, we went live with our main UNV learning platform, which is named ECampus. I'm sure many of you were following the learning opportunities that have been published in the past on this platform. And I'm sure many of you noticed the big change that have been implemented in the platform layout since yesterday. So I'm gonna walk you through all the pages and sub-pages which would reveal our old and new initiatives in terms of learning solutions, learning programs, and activities. As Marta earlier mentioned, all your experience during your assignment is a learning journey, and that's why you can see that our learning opportunities categorized along the UN volunteer learning journey. So they are all sorted out according to the main stages of your assignment stages, like a pre-deployment and onboarding, during assignment and end of assignment. Then, in addition to the learning opportunities, we added some features like useful resources about inclusion, about volunteer management, and about UN youth volunteers. Inclusion is a very important direction of our team and the whole organization, and that is related to the talent management for the people with disabilities. We will cover it a little bit later. Volunteer management part is more related to our colleagues who work for the field units. And UN Youth Volunteers, as self-explanatory, is like related to the learning path of the UN Youth Volunteers. But the first thing first, let's look on the top right side, which is the one of the most important mandatory course, which the UNV senior management recently brought to the attention of the whole organization, both for the UNV staff and UN serving volunteers. It's the UN course on prevention of harassment, sexual harassment, and abuse of authority. And we would like to draw your attention once again on this important course. And if by any chance some of you have not completed this course, we urge you to do it right away. It is a very important step, and please be aware that we are closely monitoring the list of those who completed the course, and of course of those who did not complete the course. Okay, having said that, let us go to the UN volunteer learning journey, and let's have a look what do we have at each stage of your assignment. So let's start with the pre-deployment, when you will be able to discover what kind of learning opportunities you will have there. So first of all, it's like a number of wonderful courses which have been designed by the learning team of UNV. And those are the wonderful courses about the UN system, about volunteerism, about ethics, and most likely the vast majority of you already finished those courses. They are also mandatory courses, and if by any chance you have not completed them, so please kindly go there now. I mean, not right now, but as soon as you can, and complete them. There are two very important courses about security in the field, the basic security in the field and advanced security in the field. Those are also so named mandatory course. Well, basic security is a mandatory course. Advanced security is needed only for those who might travel to the areas or to the fields where the security phase, certain security phase is established. So you can easily access both courses from this platform, and you will get a certificate which you can put either on your VMAM file, and also which you can share with your supervisor or recruiter or the management upon request. There is APT Youth Volunteer course, which is at the moment not accessible for everyone, but only for youth volunteers. But as the practice has previously, our previous practice shown, it should be open. It should be the source that should be open for everyone. We are trying to change it now and making accessible it to everyone who is interested. One more course, Green in the Blue, very interesting one. So if you are interested in how UN is implementing the policy of greening the organization, so then that course is for yourself, for you. Well, I would like to suggest that I will walk you through the whole platform, and then we have the questions at the end. I hope it works for you. Then we've briefly done with pre-deployment, and let's have a look. What do we have? What kind of learning programs do we have during assignment of the UN volunteer? We are very proud to share that starting 2018, we introduced a new approach for the language learning for UN volunteers, and that is constituted by 3 learning platforms for learning Arabic, 1 platform for Arabic, 1 platform for English, French, and Spanish, and the 3rd platform for Russian and Chinese and other languages. If you go inside, you can see that first of all, you can see the flyer for the program, which looks like this. So those of you who are interested in English, French, and Spanish, they can learn it from basic A1 to proficient C1. You can always also learn Arabic for the same level, and you can learn Russian, Chinese, and other languages from Rosetta Stone. Some of you are familiar with Rosetta Stone from previous years. Arabic and English, French, and Spanish, those are 2 new platforms which have been successfully implemented this year. In order to get the sign-up links, so please contact us at unvlearning.support@unv.org, and we will send you the sign-up links so that you become enrolled in the language learning according to your choice. It's just like I want to make a short note that it's been a very popular program among all volunteers, and currently we have a waiting list for French, English and Spanish, as well as for Rosetta Stone. But we still have licenses for Arabic, and even, you know, you will be placed on a waiting list. We try to resolve the problem as quickly as possible, and hopefully, you know, within maximum 2 weeks or maybe up maximum 1 month, you will be enrolled in the platform of your interest. Okay, next our program is about lynda.com, and I'm more than sure that the vast majority of you have already account with this wonderful online business skills library, which has more than 6,000 online courses. We are constantly monitoring the achievements done by our volunteers, and very proud to share that so far about 1,000 courses have been completed, and the most popular courses are about project management, communication, business skills, some software skills like you know, gaining new skills about Excel or Word or PowerPoint. Also, lots of volunteers are interested in developing their creative skills. So again, if you are interested to, if you are not a member of this community yet, and if you are not having an account with lynda.com, please write to us at UNV Learning Support @unv.org. This is our email address, and you will have a sign up link. Our next program that we are offering is Coursera, which is about courses provided by top world universities. Those are online courses, and volunteers can benefit not only from learning from the renowned but also by the completion of the course to get the certificate from, for example, Stanford University or University of Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, University of Tokyo, and so on and so forth. It's quite a successful initiative, and so far we got about like 120 or 130 volunteers who completed the courses, which is very good. We are buying at the moment about 500 new licenses for this program, so you are most welcome if you are interested to send us the request. And you will be granted the flyer with the sign-up links so that you could be enrolled and select and start the course. Just a few or just a couple of minutes for you to see the short video which promotes the idea of what Coursera is all about.
Coursera provides free access to world-class education offered by the top universities. Renowned university professors are working with Coursera to make high-quality courses in a wide range of disciplines available to people all around the world. Classes offered on Coursera are designed to help you master the material, and you'll be able to learn at your own pace, work on your own schedule, test your knowledge, and reinforce concepts through interactive exercises. Unlike traditional hour-long lectures, our courses break down complex ideas into short video segments that are easy to digest. Each course provides lectures, homework assignments, and deadlines. To help you stay on track, we'll regularly check in, ask questions to make sure you understand the material and feel comfortable moving forward. When you join a Coursera class, you'll also be a part of a global community of thousands of students who will learn alongside you. At any time of day or night, you'll be able to ask questions, make suggestions, get feedback on course topics, both from peers and experts in the field. Your classmates will motivate and support you in mastering the material, and you'll be able to help them out in return. Whether you seek to improve your resume, advance your career, expand your knowledge, or gain confidence in successfully completing a challenging university course, Coursera can help you achieve your goals. We are changing the face of education globally, and we invite you to be a part of it.
I hope that was helpful. And let's move on to our next program, which is coaching program. That's quite an innovation which has been implemented as a pilot by our team last year, and that was pretty much a success. We started the pilot for youth volunteers, but then later on expanded to all volunteers across the globe. So in total, we have offered about 150 hours of coaching individually to volunteers. I think some of you have a good idea and a good understanding what coaching program is about. However, just in case, I will say a few words just to make sure that we clearly understand how coaching can benefit UN volunteer experience. One of the most popular topics shown from our practice of last year was the consultations between volunteer and the coach about opportunities of pursuing UN career within UN system for UN volunteer. It seems to be like a very popular topic to be discussed, and it's well understood that many of you are having had an experience with the UN as a volunteer, interested to continue your career with the system and reach new, interesting and professional levels within the system. So if it is about you, then a coaching program is for you. Another popular topic which came out from our experience of last year was some quite tense situations when not necessarily conflict, but difficult situation may arise between peers or between volunteer and supervisor, then perhaps it is very useful for a volunteer to find somebody who can professionally support and advise on the situation and how to elaborate the strategy to come out from the situation and learn the lessons. So the coaching can help for these kind of things as well. And in addition to that, it may help a person to compile the personal development plan, or to become more focused, or to build own confidence within new working environment, or whatever else may arise during the working situation. We would like to highlight that coaching session is individual and it's strictly confidential. And it is being done by certified coach with a proven experience. We do not hear from the coach about the details of what has been discussed during the coaching session. It's being kept, again, I repeat, strictly confidential, and it's being done in a very relaxed and calm and safe and conducive atmosphere. So unfortunately now we are not ready to give this opportunity right away, as we are in the process of the selecting the best company to provide this kind of service on a competitive basis. We are working very close with our procurement colleagues who it just informed us that the whole thing might be finalized early or mid-May, and then as soon as the contractor will be selected, we will announce it to every volunteer as a broadcast message, so you will hear from us. Stay tuned. Let's move on. So below you can see a number of other very interesting opportunities about disaster readiness, about Humanitarian Leadership Academy, Green in the Blue, which has been already mentioned before, UNICEF courses, and other learning opportunity. So let me just briefly go through them. At Humanitarian Leadership Academy, you will find a number of courses which are available. So we really encourage you to go here and search the courses of your interest. You will not be disappointed. 360-degree feedback. Those are the quite a number of UNICEF courses that have been shared with us by our colleagues from UNICEF. So you will be able to find quite a number of interesting courses that will help you to develop your soft or technical skills. Well, Cholera Toolkit is like a self-explanatory name of the course. Gender equality, Ebola, child protection, program criticality, etc., etc. All these UNICEF courses are available now on ECampus, and you can take them for free. Okay, now we are coming to the end of assignment. Let's have a look. What do we have here? As you will be moving towards the end of your assignment, you will be definitely thinking what will happen next in my career. And exactly for this purpose, we have designed a package which would help you to make a decision, which will help you to prepare yourself for the competency-based interview, for compiling your CV, etc., etc. You will find here the number of e-courses and guidance on how to proceed when you are about to start your new career, whether this is within the UN system or it is outside of the UN system. There is also one online learning series about the career transition and management with UNHCR, and you will find a lot of useful information in there too. On top of that, you can also have the special coaching session with the coaching team, which would help you to and even will help you to conduct mock interviews. So the coaches are trained on how to do the CBI interview, so you can schedule one session or even two in order to practice on how to deliver well the competency-based interview. There is also, as you can see, community of practice where you can share with your colleagues on your experience during the career transition, or you can ask their advice, what was the best practice for them and what worked well during their transition. So that's like an open space for you to discuss, to exchange the ideas and best practices. You can also tap into some resources provided by UNICEF. As I mentioned before, UNICEF shared with us with a number of valuable courses, and you can see that you can also train yourself on the competency-based interview, then prepare a written application or prepare for transition or retirement in general. There is also, if you look on the right side of the page, there is also like a number of external sources which you can tap in during that period of your assignment as a volunteer. For example, here at Coursera, if you go not to the UNV Coursera program, but just to the global Coursera site, coursera.com, you will find a lot of career transition courses there, or career development courses in there. And you may opt either to do them on your own for free, or if you need the certificate, then you can ask the access from our team. There is also quite a number of courses at Lyndacom, which will help you during that period of your career. And there is a number of excellent learning platforms like EDX, Khan, FutureLearn, OpenLearn, etc., where you can find interesting courses which will help you to reprofile your knowledge and skills for your required for your future career. I think we covered the most of the learning journey, and I just wanted to briefly draw your attention to the learning opportunities which are summarized on the right side of the homepage. as you can see, those are the summary of the most popular solutions and programs that we are offering at the moment, which is a language program, Lynda.com, online business skills library, disaster ready program, Humanitarian Academy, Coursera, Unitar, and that's it. You can also see like a number of latest announcements here, and you can tap on the community of practice in order to discuss on any learning programs that we are offering for you. I don't know if we are ready for the questions. Marcia, could you please advise us?
Thank you so much, Elena. We have indeed a number of different questions from the colleagues that are listening in. So I'm just going to perhaps give you some broad questions on the nature of the topics. So many colleagues are asking whether they can do more than one Coursera course. So after they finish the first one, can they take another one through the UNV program for free? That's one question. One that is similar is about languages. Can they sign up on two different language platforms at the same time? Others about coaching, whether people who have already undertook coaching last year, can they have another session this year once the procurement is being finalized? And also we had questions on how they can access. So where do they enroll? Who do they ask? So I'll leave it to you again, Elena.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we would like to hear from you at our UNV Learning Support at UNV.org. I'm just trying to cut and paste the address to send to you. Okay, so I'm sending it to you now. Here is the email address of our team. And if you are interested in one or another learning product, please let us know. We will send you the link to sign up, whether it is language program or Coursera or Lynda or whatever. I did the prevention of harassment, sexual harassment and abuse of authority and submitted to UNICEF. Do I need to do it again to our UNV as well? No, you don't need to do it again. If you completed the course, there is information about the completion on the platform, so no need to worry. Just keep your certificate, and in case somebody asks you, you share your certificate. I think very quickly, very soon, there will be opportunity to upload all the certificates on VMAM, and I think you will be notified accordingly. And I think Leisan wants to add something to that. So please, Leisan.
Hello. I wanted to add that if you have done the course on prevention of sexual harassment on other platforms, you can send it also to the email that Elena sent you, UNV Learning Support, and we will mark you as done the course. Okay? That's it.
Thank you. So the other question, Helena, about whether you can apply for more than one service at the same time. So if you've already done one course with Coursera, can you do a second one? And if you're already doing a language, can you do a second one at the same time? Can you address that?
Okay, for Coursera, let me clarify. Yes, you can do more than one courses on Coursera, but every next course will be subject of completion of previous course. And you can do, well, in theory, as many as you want. It's just like we want to urge you that we have licenses only till the end of this year, the calendar year. So the sooner you will do the course, the sooner you will get the opportunity to do the next one. So that's the answer about Coursera. For the languages, my understanding is that whether it's possible to have more than one language at the moment, right, Marcia?
Yes.
Okay, so no, unfortunately no, because the language program is in a high demand and we have a limited number of licenses. So you can take only one language at a time, but once you complete, or you consider that you completed the level you are striving to for certain language, then you can start another language. So we will remove the license for the first language from you, and then we'll assign the another license for another language for you. I hope it clarifies. Or I can give you an example. If, for example, one volunteer is learning French and mastered it up to level, let's say A2, and then decided, okay, that's enough for me, and now I want to start learning Spanish and master it up to level, let's say B1. Then just inform us at UNV Learning Support, and we will do necessary arrangements so that the licenses could be granted to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Elena. There are some other questions on the LPE and on the duration of the platforms. So just to clarify, only currently serving UN volunteers can access all the offers that we're talking about. However, if you have just finished the assignment with us, you can still access for free the platforms of our partners, for example, Disaster Ready, Humanitarian Leadership Academy, and you can continue learning with them as well. The only platform that may remain available also after the assignment is the Mind Tools platform. This platform, which is specifically catered for career transition and to help UN volunteers move on from the UNV assignment. This has a validity of 3 months, no matter where you start, which means that when you do decide to access this Mind Tools platform, you will then have 3 months to utilize it before the license expires. Which means if you are on the last month of your assignment, you decide to use this opportunity, then you can sign up, and then from that moment you will have 3 months to continue learning on this platform on leadership, career transition, and career management skills. There were many questions on the LPE, the Language Proficiency Exam. So I can address them generally in this forum, which is the language proficiency exam is something that we encourage you to do if this is something that you wish to do. However, because there is a cost involved, you need to check with your host agency whether they can sponsor you for this examination. This is an examination for UN personnel in general. It is not mandatory, it's completely optional, and the host agencies normally pay for their personnel to take this examination. UN volunteers sometimes are covered, and this is where you will need an agreement with your host agency, with your supervisor, that this is going to be the case. But unfortunately, you cannot use your learning allowance to sign up for the LPE, because this is a certification of skills rather than capacity development. And this is, it is in the policy that UN volunteers cannot use their learning allowance to certify their skills. In some exceptional cases, when volunteers are really interested and keen in taking this examination at their own cost, we have facilitated this process, but for this you need to contact your field unit or focal point, and you're going to have to agree in writing that you would want to take this examination and you are willing to pay so that the cost will be deducted from your monthly VLA. It costs $200 to sign up for one language. So if you want to, for example, take 2 examinations, that you will have to pay $400. I hope this clarifies the issue on the LPE. If you have further questions on it, you can also write to us at the email address that we provided. 2 more elements. I've seen a very interesting suggestion on linking in with the UN Women courses. We actually already are developing the partnership with them. We have signed an MOU with them, for which we will be able to transfer all of the courses onto the ECampus, so that it will increase your continuous learning opportunities. And also, as a follow-up from this webinar, we will share not only the recording, but also all the relevant flyers with the relevant links and addresses. I think Elena also would like to say a few extra words.
Yeah, I can see one question regarding whether it's possible to have a second coaching session with another coach. Yes, I think the answer is yes. You can have, well, we cannot say like as many as you wish, but I would say if there is a strong need, you can have like 2 or 3 sessions, no problem. And if for some reason you would like to change the coach, it's also possible. Just inform us through UNV Learning Support, and we will arrange this for you. But I just repeat again, we are expecting the contractor to be selected, let's say by mid-May, and then once we launch the program, then it will become possible. And there is another question regarding speaks. I think it is quite, it's like somebody who took the test on Speaks platform, never received the message to start the course. Please write all the details to UNV Learning Support, and we will be in touch with you to clarify the issue. I think that is it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. So in terms of basic things first, if you have any query, if we haven't responded to some of your queries, please write to us. I've seen some people were asking also about what kind of language learning there are. Swahili is one of the languages that are available on Rosetta Stone. It's only a basic level though, so if you have some Swahili already, perhaps it's not the right option, but you can use your learning allowance to continue your learning as well of languages. So the learning allowance is something that is really available to you to continuously learning in the best way that is suitable to you. I also want to summarize now, because of time, we're about 10 minutes to the end. I would like to summarize the presentation on the different offers. So we have an online learning platform called the UNV ECampus that contains all of the offer available to UN volunteers. Is divided per phase of assignment. So from the pre-deployment onboarding to continuous learning to the end of assignment. During the assignment, we have a number of different opportunities available, from language learning to business skills to other more specialized and technical courses. We would like you to really explore the various options, because there are many, and do this with a specific aim in mind to really further develop your skills. Also online, you will find something that I personally find very valuable, which is the peer learning communities, where you can share experiences and opportunities with your colleagues and peers across the globe, and where you can also give each other advice, but also perhaps suggest other courses and learning opportunities that you've encountered during your assignment with your peers. Online, we also, of course, organize these webinars, the webinar series, so the virtual classrooms, the chat events, and we have heard also that we offer a one-on-one coaching to our volunteers. In terms of career transition, we have a package that has been developed that consists of online learning through Mind Tools, of webinars. The next webinar, in fact, is the 3rd of May, which will continue our career transition webinar series. And we also have coaching, and in some cases face-to-face, where we have big numbers. So keep yourself informed. We regularly send out information through your email addresses, but also ask your field unit, your focal point, your regional offices about more information about career transition. As you heard, we work in partnership with many different entities. With UNHCR, we're organizing the Career Transition Series. With UNICEF and UN Women, we're looking at expanding access to online learning opportunities. And you heard about our partners, Humanitarian Leadership Academy, Disaster Ready, and UNITAR, that offer more learning opportunities, all online and all available in different languages as well. What we have not talked about is the Volunteer Learning Allowance, which is a little sum of money that you have available during your year of assignment, to pursue any course, learning opportunity, conference, job shadowing that you wish to pursue, as long as it fits in with your personal and professional development and is in agreement with your supervisor. If you are in a peacekeeping mission, you have $300 that are available to you. If you are with an agency, a fund, or a program, then you have $500 available. This money is normally underspent. Not many of you use this opportunity. I would really encourage you to see and be innovative in looking out and see what kind of opportunities are out there for you to seize. Both from a professional development perspective, but also to further complement some of the skills. For example, the language learning. You can do both the online element that we offer to you free of charge, but also complement this with face-to-face, for example, classes. So please, please, please do take advantage of this opportunity. If you have questions, do not hesitate to contact us or to contact your focal points, field units, and regional offices on how you can best make the most out of this. This is probably the most important message, is that you are responsible for your own learning. Us at the UNV Capacity Development team, we can put in place all the different platforms and make the agreements with the various providers. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to take the opportunity and to make the most out of it. You heard from Elena, what happens is that many people enthusiastically sign up for our offer, but then they do not follow through by finishing the courses or taking the courses. You always get a certificate if you finish all the courses. So if this is also something that you're interested in, please continue your learning, be regular in it, dedicate time, perhaps once a week, to your learning so that you can continue this journey. So these are the main details that you need to know about the UNV eCampus on learning.unv.org and the email address where you can contact us anytime, unvlearning.support@unv.org. We right on time is exactly 4 o'clock. So I'm going to say goodbye to you and thank very much my colleagues here, Elena and Layson, for being with us today. I want to thank you as well for your participation. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming and for joining us today. Yeah, it was a pleasure to communicate with you. And please continue be in touch with us at unvlearning.support with any questions or query that you might have. Good luck for you, and let's stay in touch. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to listen to the webinar, and good luck with your learning. Goodbye.